Welcome to BooTube, where shadows whisper secrets and every light hides a lurking terror. Tonight, we uncover the tale of a cursed object, an antique doll that brings more than childhood memories. Megan was never one for antiques, but when her grandmother passed, she inherited a box of old possessions. Among the dusty keepsakes was a doll, porcelain-faced with faded blue eyes and a cracked smile. Its dress was tattered, its hair matted. Megan almost tossed it away but hesitated. Something about the doll seemed wrong. It felt like it was watching her. She placed the doll on a shelf in her room and thought nothing more of it. That night, as she was scrolling through her phone, she swore she heard a faint giggle. She froze, straining to listen. The room was silent except for the hum of her fan. Shaking her head, she laughed nervously. "It's just in my head," she told herself. But then things started happening. The next morning, Megan noticed the doll wasn't where she had left it. It sat on her desk now, facing her bed. She asked her little brother if he had moved it, but he swore he hadn't even been in her room. That night, she locked the doll in her closet. At 3 a.m., she woke to the sound of footsteps, small, deliberate. Her heart pounded as she turned on her bedside lamp. The closet door was wide open, and the doll, it was sitting on the floor, staring at her with those lifeless blue eyes. Panicked, Megan grabbed the doll, ran downstairs and threw it in the trash. She slammed the lid down and locked every door and window in the house. Finally, she fell into an uneasy sleep. But in the morning, the doll was back. It sat on her nightstand, closer to her bed than ever before. Its cracked smile seemed wider now, and Megan swore the doll's head tilted slightly when she looked at it. Terrified, she took the doll to the woods and buried it deep in the earth. She didn't look back as she ran home, her chest heaving with relief. That night, she slept peacefully, thinking it was finally over, until she woke up. The doll was on her pillow, inches from her face. Its cracked lips moved, and in a childlike whisper it said, "You can't get rid of me." Megan's screams echoed through the house. By the time her parents rushed in, the doll was gone. But Megan, she wasn't the same. She wouldn't speak, she wouldn't eat. And her eyes, once bright, were now a pale, glassy blue, just like the doll's. They say the doll still wanders looking for someone new. So, if you ever come across an old doll, think twice before taking it home. Some things are meant to stay forgotten. Thanks for tuning in to BooTube. Don't forget to subscribe, and remember, in the world of the cursed, what's abandoned should stay buried. Beware.